more importantly though, I think roaches need more respect.
Oh my God.
Nah, I'm just saying because like roach is like a negative thing, and when you think about it though, roach is probably the most resilient animal for the size. It's the fastest animal on the planet or creature on the planet. It's
Yo.
no, it is.
June, didn't you say you wanted a random scarf?
No, listen.
That's
how we start the show.
He called a roach an animal.
An insect.
Like,
it's still an animal.
what?
Everything is an animal. But I'm saying though, a roach is the fastest in proportion. It's the fastest. Like if it was the same size as a cheetah, it'd be insanely fast. A roach is very hard to kill. Like
Yo, I just imagine that shit the size of a cheetah.
it's just creep
Running
you
mad
out.
fast.
Be an alien.
Yo.
It'd be you.
Yo.
But no, listen, it's mad fast. It's very, very hard to kill, and it can survive almost any conditions. So, like, teams name themselves the Bobcats for this. Why don't more teams name themselves the Roaches? It would only make sense because it'd be hard to kill, and it never dies. Like,
But nobody likes roaches, so that's going to make it hard
I
for
know,
the
but I'm
team.
just saying, imagine that. The Louisville Roaches.
Oh, you know what you could do?
And they winning championships. They got to wear brown uniforms. Yeah.
You got to put roach DNA in your body and see if you can survive the apocalypse.
All right, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Lance Fresh, and this is Walk Like a Ball Player, where we talk sports, music, and culture. Like I said, it's me, LF, my co-host to the right,
King Black, what's happening?
and my co-host to the left.
June Rock, what's up?
All right, let's get into it. Happy New Year, fellas. We're happy to be here. First off, let's shout out the people who supported the page, who followed the page,
Word.
all the positive,
Mad love.
all the jokes, all the negative. No negative, we just kidding. But shout out to y'all, man. Shout out. You know, one thing I've been surprised by, like, the people who've been hitting me. I'm like, oh shit, you listen?
Yeah.
Like, just like random people who I wouldn't really expect to jump into this kind of humor. So shout out to y'all. Shout out to
It
everyone.
definitely was a lot more views than I expected. And people asking like, yeah, when the next one? You know, people hitting me up that I don't even talk to, and they're like, yo, man, listen to the podcast, enjoy this fire. I'm like, oh, snap. I didn't really, expect that. So
Words.
appreciate y'all. Shout out.
So we're back. So since we're starting the new year, we missed the holidays. We took the holidays off. We went on vacation. But
Yeah,
now
wonderful
we're back.
vacation.
Yeah, Costa Rica was amazing.
Needed it.
Junie, how was your holidays?
Back here in the jungle.
Uh,
We were in the jungle. He was in the concrete jungle.
Did you do a Friends New Year?
yeah, you know what's
friend's
funny?
year?
Well, you know what's funny?
I'm about to leave.
At Christmas, I said that at Christmas. Like, what's this, Friends Christmas? But
This sounds stupid.
it sounds, yeah. But
Just
I
like
ain't-
friends are giving this.
I ain't do nothing.
Word.
Really, I ain't do nothing.
Cool, but we're here. All right. Speaking
You
of
got
Christmas,
no family. See, my point. Back to my point. See, that was the point about
No, I'm
Thanksgiving.
saying, no. My kids got some, but it ain't about me no more.
all right. It's always about you, bro.
It's never about
Now I'm talking about Christmas.
Hey, we got some W's in 2K, right?
Yeah.
I just saw y'all getting
We
your
beat
asses
Travis
cracked.
Scott.
Come see us in the park, you heard? All right, anyway, Christmas. A lot of talk about that whole LA matchup, that Christmas game, Clippers versus the Lakers. A lot of talk about LeBron not guarding Kawhi. A lot of talk about Kawhi potentially being better than LeBron.
Oh.
How do we feel about this right now?
You go ahead, Jimmy. I'll save my expert opinion for last.
Oh no. to me, it seemed like
That's enough from you. So I think
yo. To me, it seemed like Kawhi only show up when you playing LeBron, and it seemed like LeBron don't never show up when you playing Kawhi. Like I don't get it.
You said Kawhi only show up when you play LeBron. Come on.
I'm talking about this season.
So you're saying Kawhi is just regular? What
This
you saying?
season,
What you saying? LeBron,
like, he
Kawhi's
just-
missing games and just
like-
only playing when
like
they
he
play Lakers?
just chilling, and then he just turned into the Terminator when you play LeBron. Straight up. Like the last time you see Kawhi play like that was the first game of the season. Straight up.
I think you're just not watching all their games.
Boy.
Because I've seen highlights where him and like PG are going crazy.
Right. Or
I-
just even watch the games and you saw him
PG.
going crazy.
No, Kawhi was unstoppable against LeBron. Like he was playing on another level. Straight
Against
up.
the Lakers, not against LeBron.
Against
Because LeBron wasn't guarding him.
It's LeBron. Exactly, but we all know it's LeBron, boy. Like I don't know.
My thing is, as I'm always going to speak from my perspective as a basketball player, that I just take pride in, guarding somebody else. And I feel like it's your assignment and it's your responsibility. Like, if we play the same position or you're the best player and I'm the best player and we're in similar positions, I have to guard you and you have to guard me. That's just the matchup. That's what it's supposed to be. And realistically, when you see it, I've watched games and I've noticed LeBron has never really been that great or that much of an on-ball defender, but he's very good, weak side block and help and stuff like that. So that's, his strong suit. But he still should have guarded Kawhi. And the difference is, I feel like, I don't want to say he's scared, but when there's a player that kind of has your number or gives you a tough time, you play scared when you play against them because it's like you don't want to make mistakes, especially those pickpocket defenders who, you make a cross and then his hand is going to be right there to pick your pocket. Kawhi is good at that. He's good at reaching. LeBron don't really have that many moves. So he played scared because it was like, all right, I don't want to make myself look bad against him. You're a little more timid. It's like, if you try hard and you die hard, it's bad luck. It's like, damn. But if you don't really try, you can always fall back on an excuse of, he wasn't trying. Or like bronzesexuals say, they were like, went to playoffs. He wasn't going hard.
You said the bronzesexual. You can't just skip over that. What's a bronzesexual?
Bronzesexuals are people who are just like.
Oh my God, I ain't never heard that.
You never heard of that?
Hell no.
Yo, son, it's people who just get wet for LeBron. Like, no matter what, they just. They love LeBron so crazy. Yeah, it's like he can do no wrong. They make every excuse for him. LeBron can literally have an all-star team, and if they lose one game, it's like, Bron needs more help. And it's like, no matter what, he does no wrong. LeBron sexual.
I don't believe that.
I'm saying.
I know. I'm saying.
Oh, yeah. But you're not a Bron sexual, though. You're a Kobe sexual.
Yeah.
But, hey, he said, yeah. But no. So the Bron sexuals, they just like, he was hurt. I don't want to hear shit about his groin. Pause. That is a tough injury to overcome, but
I don't want to hear nothing
every game since then, every game before then, he's out there running like a fucking reindeer, jumping all over the place, dunking, wilding. But now when you play Kawhi, I aggravated my groin. Get the fuck out of here.
I think one thing I was saying was, we look at LeBron's career and he's been able to maintain this level of athleticism over the years.
Shout out to LeBron.
With no injuries. Keeping healthy. But one thing I was saying, I'm like, well, guys like Kobe was hurt, but guys like Kobe literally played the hardest on one end,
right,
and then the hardest on the other end.
Right.
So like that marquee player was not coming into the Staples without Kobe checking him. And if he was, it was weird. It's maybe when they had Meta, where it's like Meta is just like
that's his job,
a dog. Like that's what he's like. He's buying Kobe some years.
But what if they didn't lose? What if they didn't lose that lead? Then we wouldn't even be talking about this though. If they didn't lose that lead at all.
What you talking about?
Remember they was blowing them out at one point. The Clippers. The Lakers was blowing the Clippers out. And they lost the lead.
I'm just saying, I was there for the first game in LA, and Kawhi went nuts, went crazy, literally did whatever he wanted. And if that's the Kobe Lakers, and Kobe is like, first of all, Kobe's gonna guard him after he scores like 10 in a row. He's like, I got him.
Even if you're getting at Kobe, he's still gonna guard you, make it tough for you.
And the Bron fans, they'll say, he's gonna compare him to Kobe because he's in LA,
right?
And you're playing for the Lakers, and that's what's expected.
He was comparing him to Kobe before that, though.
Because the last greatest player in the league before LeBron, it was Kobe. So now just like how before Kobe, it was still Jordan. So it's like that's how it goes. And whoever's next, they're gonna compare them to LeBron.
And then another thing is with LeBron is like one thing you always hear the experts saying, he could defend every position. All right, defend your position.
Right.
Defend your position. The best player on their team is your position. So why aren't you defending him? So going back to what Black said, LeBron is a great help defender.
Right.
A lot of highlights that we remember. You'd be like, damn, LeBron be locking up, but it's not just locking up because we remember
Melo
used to destroy. Melo used to kill Bron. There's a. I'm sure you can find a YouTube, but it's just like Melo versus LeBron is just like manhandling Bron.
Yo, hold on. Remember when the Knicks was nice? What was that 2014?
Knicks was nice.
Yeah, yep. And
when Amari was there.
They played Miami, and then everybody's like, this was the first game where LeBron and Melo matched up since the new teams, and everybody was like, oh snap, the triangle offense, this and that. And for game, it was ISO LeBron Melo, and then Melo just like did a move, step back, hit a jumper, and that was game. And then somebody took a screenshot of the moment when like they was just ISO'd, and they just drew a triangle over the two of them. They said, that was the triangle offense.
But yeah, going back to that point, LeBron is a great help defender, and I feel like he's been able to reserve himself by not playing those guys,
Right.
because like it's a lot, bro. It's like
The Lakers ain't all that to me.
Whoa.
What do you mean?
I don't like that team like that. I don't really like Rondo like that. JaVale McGee, Dwight Howard.
They playing well.
I don't really like.
Dwight is playing
They
better
look
than
like
he's
they're
played.
the best team in the league.
Yeah. What's not to like about them? They got shooters,
I don't.
and that's another thing. That's another thing.
I know he
Our
was boring though.
The
it's
Bron
like-
fans we know, they were like, after that game, one of them said, "Yo, Bron need more help," and now they talking about trading Kuzma.
He had to be joking though.
Nah,
I think so.
but like now they talking about trading Kuzma. Like,
You think they need more help?
Yeah.
What more help do
I
you
can
need,
tell
bro?
you. I could put it like this.
Fam.
Remember
the
when?
fuck is the food,
Remember at the
fam?
beginning of the season when they was like Jared. Remember when the whole Jared Dudley Melo thing was going on,
Mhm.
and everybody was like, "Nah, they got a shooter. Jared Dudley got a shooter." Jared Dudley don't even play. That gotta mean something.
He's a shooter though.
He don't even play.
But what
Like,
I'm
if
saying
you
is, what
replace him-
more help does he need?
But
though?
that's what I'm saying. If you actually replace him with somebody who could shoot, they would be playing.
you know,
No, Jared Allen can shoot. He just is a.
He's a
All he
bomb.
can do is
Melo
shoot.
would be
I know
playing.
Twitter-
You know what I'm
Twitter-
saying? Like it's a missing piece there.
Twitter's going
Melo would
crazy
be playing.
saying that Jamal Crawford should be on there.
Yeah.
I think Jamal
and he
Crawford.
would be playing.
Yeah, he'd be playing over Dudley.
Yeah,
think so.
Dudley wouldn't be playing.
I don't
'Cause
see
he-
Jamal
'cause he-
Crawford and Braun working.
What do you mean?
But Jamal
Jamal
off the
Crawford off the
bench.
bench, creating his own shot.
Right, but
Like,
then,
because how many players off the bench can create their own shot in the Lakers right now?
Kuzma. That's it.
yeah, I mean,
And they
that's-
don't even want him to shoot.
but-
Yeah, Kuzma ain't
so
starting.
Nah.
He's not.
No.
Damn. I'm saying, no, but what? This is what I mean, yo. All these years, if you look at all these teams, they didn't have 2 starting fives worth for all stars. That's what y'all looking for now. Like, oh, that's what they need. You got 2 franchise players and a good amount of good role players with you. And even though Dwight Howard's not the same player he was, he's still realistically, if he had a team where he was the main guy, he'd still be one of the best players in the league.
All right.
JaVale McGee's a good center. Rondo, I never thought he was good, but whatever. You got Rondo. Isn't Avery Bradley there too?
Yeah.
They got Kuzma. They got players. What I'm saying is,
do you
you
see
don't
the
need a
Lakers
team.
winning?
Listen, you don't need a team of 10 All-Stars. You need 2 superstars and a bunch of good role players, and they have that. What more do you need? I just want to keep making it easier and easier. Like, oh, he needs a guy who's the best shooter in the league. He needs the best center in the league. Y'all want him to have the best
but
player
you-
at every position.
Nah, but you got to remember, though, LeBron is the number one dude in the NBA. So everybody's focused on him. Everybody like LeBron. So, but this type of talk go to anybody favorite player. Kawhi, I'm pretty sure there's people that say, oh, the Clippers need more players. Or
Who did Jordan have coming off the bench?
Jordan had the greatest team of all time.
Who
period.
did Jordan have coming off the bench that can create their own shot like that?
Jordan had the greatest team
No,
of all
answer
time.
my question. Because the thing, Lance just
I don't
said who they have coming off the bench. Who do they have coming off the bench to create their own shot?
I don't know.
Exactly.
It's a tougher league today.
Who do the
though.
Lakers have coming off the bench that create their own
the
shot?
Lakers are better today. I mean, the NBA is better today than it was back then.
Regardless, I'm not even gonna have that
You're gonna
discussion
go
now,
against.
What I'm
You're
saying
gonna,
is,
but you're gonna. The Bulls wasn't going against the Bulls. The Lakers going against the Clippers. That's a serious team right there.
yo,
I don't think. Listen, I don't think LeBron.
The
needs
Bulls
more.
ain't never go through a team like the Clippers. Never,
yo, what?
never,
Yes, they did.
never.
What do you mean? They play like the bad boys and shit like that.
Right.
The Bad Boys what?
Detroit Pistons.
And I'm talking about when they was the Bulls. I'm
Yeah,
talking about when
they
was in their
that's when they
prime.
became the Bulls. They beat them to become the Bulls. What you call the team was nice too. The Suns had a squad, son. It wasn't just Charles Barkley. Charles Barkley,
That's-
Kevin Johnson,
It was not
It's
better.
like two
than,
other-
was not better than the Clippers.
Dan Mar. It's the same. It's the equivalent.
First
of
of
what
all,
I'm
the
saying for
Clippers
the
ain't win
generation.
shit yet for you to be even
Right,
talking.
right,
Like,
right,
the
right.
Clippers just have
They're not
the
better, they
Lakers.
I'm about to say, right,
and we're
right,
getting, we're getting ahead of
The
ourselves.
Suns
Like the
ain't-
Clippers
the
got
Suns
to
ain't
go
win
to the
nothing.
playoffs and
The Suns ain't win nothing though. I think the Suns are better than that Jazz team. I think the Suns are better than that Sonics team. I mean, not the Suns. I mean, the Clippers are better than that Jazz team. The Clippers are better
with
than
Karl
that.
Malone and
Yeah.
Are you kidding? Are
I
you
don't
I
crazy?
know.
think so. I think the Clippers are better than that Sonics team.
Boy, they didn't even They
It's
just
a
got
better,
together, bro.
it's a better team though. That's all I'm saying. It's a better team.
We gonna see when
But
we gonna see when
better
the
than that
playoffs come.
Sonics team.
That
That
just
that
farted. That was
championship
disgusting.
Bulls team versus this Clippers team would be serious.
I don't like comparing eras. I used to do it a lot, but it doesn't make sense because
How?
like
It's still basketball.
nah, because like for example, you can't compare what they did in the 50s to what they're doing now. You like
Yeah, but that's modern day basketball.
I know, but I'm saying that you stand on the shoulders of those who come before you. So there are things that are different. Like back then, no, what I'm saying is
Jordan
this,
was
like,
ahead of his time.
right, and that's what makes him that super great because it's like, damn, he was this good.
Jordan was this
back
day
then.
and era
Right.
basketball.
And what I'm saying is he was that much better than everybody around him. That's why I got to pay homage to Bill Russell when I think about it because it's like when I look at his game, like I used to assume that he was just some big guy that played. Oh, he was like LeBron. He had hops. He was running. He was crazy. So for him to be like that back then, when he was using right hand, left hand, when dude's the best point guard in the NBA didn't even have a left at all, I'm like, damn, that dude was great. Like to
Right.
be able to play that type of game.
Right. So you could say, well, you could take Bill Russell and put him today. He could be all right. But
Right.
you could take that whole Bulls team and put them today,
Right.
and they'd be all right.
Yeah, that'd be tough. That'd be one of the best teams in the league.
I think it's a fair comparison. I think you could
I
compare.
would say that, but I'm saying is just like that team was one of the greatest teams ever. Who did they have coming off the bench? Did they have more players than LeBron has? No. And that's my point. Miami, when they won it, I mean, the
More
best players would
players
have
than
started. Look, the
LeBron.
best players were his first three guys. And now you just rotate minutes
But
around that.
how many players LeBron got though that you really think is legit like that? I don't really think them dudes. That's what I'm saying. That's
Well,
how
he
I
got
started. I don't
Anthony
think they're
Davis.
legit. Oh, that's true.
That's what I'm saying. We're forgetting that.
But Scottie Pippen,
Right, all right. You got Jordan, Scottie Pippen. Then you got Anthony Davis and LeBron. That's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. You need two. Everybody else is good around them. JaVale McGee is better than Luke Longley. He's better than Luke Longley.
JaVale McGee is come on.
I'm just saying. I ain't gonna say he's better than Luke Longley. Yeah, he is. Dwight
probably
Howard.
is,
son,
but he's
Dwight
still
Howard come off the
JaVale
bench. Nobody had a Dwight Howard coming off the bench back then. Dwight Howard just became humble because he's happy to be back. He's healthy. Nobody had that at the time. Plus, he's been in the league mad years, so he's skinny now and everything.
He
but
kind of ain't the same to White though.
no, but he's still wild out. Like he can still get a 30-point
But
game.
it's mad big man. They don't really got good guards like that. And LeBron, everybody keep calling him this great guard.
But if you're a good guard, you won't even get a chance to be with LeBron because you're not bringing. LeBron's gonna bring up the ball. That's what I'm saying. Like, what was the point of having Rondo? Or like, and people was like, yo, if you'd had Chris Paul, I'm like, Chris Paul's job as a point guard is to facilitate and create. He's not gonna be able to do that with LeBron because LeBron's gonna want the ball. So now, what do you relegate Chris Paul to do? If this is what I do best, and you're stopping me from doing that, like Rondo can't shoot.
I think
Rondo doesn't really get buckets.
I think this is a good argument right here. I think Chris Paul would be better on this Lakers team than LeBron right now. Straight up.
Mm-hmm.
With all them big men and Chris Paul,
Nah, it'd be OD.
he would be.
I think so.
I think he'd be. Yeah.
I think yeah. I think
And he could shoot.
he'd get more. He'd get more out of the players than LeBron would.
That's a fact.
Because like we always say, a lot of players don't want to play with LeBron
Right,
because
right.
their game comes down, and people always say he makes it better, but a lot of times you're just waiting for LeBron to make the pass.
Right.
You just gotta make the shot.
Right.
You don't make the shot, that's your ass.
Right. And then Chris Paul, he's a fucking threat on.
Until the clutch,
shooting.
though. That's not anything. Chris Paul let me down. That Clippers team should have done way better. But Chris Paul was fucking
That
forcing the
Clippers
ball
team
to
was
somebody
young
else.
though.
I know, but Chris Paul was like trying to force Blake to be what he wasn't. He was like, yeah, Blake has to be that guy for us. No, you're that guy right now. You take that shot. Blake is not waiting for the ball. Like you just scored 3 jumpers in a row. Excuse me. You just made 3 jumpers in a row, and now you're looking to force pass to Blake. Like he's not even looking at. He's trying to get the putback off the rebound. So Chris Paul was ass when it came to that. He definitely was my second favorite point guard all the time after Jason Kidd, though.
Cool.
Yeah, I
So,
can see that.
but yeah, I'll say this. I'll say that playing for the Lakers and playing on LeBron's team, there's always going to be a sense of urgency and a sense of panic once you lose, a marquee game. They lost 2 marquee games against the Clippers. So now everyone's like, oh, he needs help. I don't think he needs help. I think they just need to
Help himself.
I mean, listen, let's not avoid the fact that, LeBron shot so terribly that game. Like he missed like 7 of his first shots, something like that. Like he only had like 2 points going into the first quarter, something like that.
Fear.
It was something crazy. And then he got it up together. He had a LeBron game where it was close to a triple-double.
Did he have 14?
he
Like, what the
didn't-
fuck is 14?
He didn't lock up Kawhi.
Right.
Should he be guarding Kawhi?
Yes.
Do we all agree
Did
that?
he even guard Paul George?
No.
Damn.
No, I don't think I've seen him guard.
Damn.
I mean, listen, Paul George is nice, but Kawhi is like destroying you. I was looking at Kawhi's last like 10 games, and that 35 sticks out, obviously. But let me go back to it. It was like 20. All right, so he had like
Jordan and Scotty right there. Even better though. Paul George.
See?
well on the fourth Kawhi had 35 against Memphis, 25 against Detroit before that, 38 against the Clippers, 36. Oh well, Kawhi is killing. What are you talking about, Junie? He shows up
Do
all
your
the time.
homework before you come here.
He shows up all
You
the
just
time.
said 38 versus the Clippers.
No, I said
Memphis.
Memphis.
No, then he said the Clippers.
All right, let's start over.
Yeah.
35 against the Grizzlies, 25 against Detroit, 38 against Sacramento, 36
Sacramento.
against Utah, 38 against the Lakers,
That's what he said against the Lakers.
No,
I
he
can't wait
said
to
he
listen to
didn't
this
say
back.
Sacramento.
27 against the Spurs before that, 37 against Houston,
It's crazy. Like, 27. What's
27.
that?
Like,
Right.
27 is great, but it's like 20. Come on.
Like average.
but yeah, you saying he only showed up against LeBron? Kawhi is killing. Dudes
I'm
can't
talking
guard
about the
LeBron.
Terminator.
Boy, the
That
Terminator's
nigga, that-
38.
that-
just said
nigga,
38,
that, bro.
37, bro.
Okay.
You know, it is
35.
just that it's marquee when it's LeBron. So you're looking at it different.
So is Kawhi the best player in the NBA right now?
When the finals hit, boy, nobody show up like Kawhi.
I gotta say, I guess I have to say, yeah. Even though I like
Durant is injured though.
I like Giannis. I like Giannis, but
He
yeah,
gotta
it has
show
to
up.
be Kawhi. Giannis gonna be scary soon. Like, I mean, he's already scary, but it's gonna really be like,
Yeah, all you gotta do is show up, and Giannis gonna be the best player in the league. That's all you gotta do in the playoffs.
yeah, we'll
Right.
see.
So standing,
Giannis will fuck you up though.
Who, me or you?
You,
No.
Giannis is strong, son. And he long. Pause. All you gotta do is throw that long jab.
speaking of which, so T.J. Warren and Jimmy Butler got into a little scuffle.
Nigga said who?
Right.
He got into a little scuffle.
And I heard he the leading scorer on that team too. I don't never even heard of him.
Yeah, I remember T.J. Warren from the Suns and all that.
Sound like a fucking college football player. T.J. Warren.
But,
Like, oh yeah, that's Sonny getting picked first.
I think it started when I saw the play. Jimmy Butler got by him. He grabbed him. Jimmy Butler got in his face. They were about to, whatever, get into it. And I guess the next time they bumped into each other, they got separated. And Jimmy Butler blew a kiss to him, and people got ejected and all that shit.
When
So,
Jimmy Butler faked like he was gonna snuff him.
yeah.
Yeah, he
Spin him was
definitely
like,
did.
and he caught himself. It looked like he wanted to, but
So then Jimmy Butler went to the media and was saying, I got to see him next time. He got to see me. He said some things he wasn't supposed to say. And saying he's soft and he's not in his league and all that. And then he went on Instagram and he tagged him and circled the date that they played in March, saying that he can't guard him.
He can't.
All right, fair. He can't guard him. Jimmy
what
Butler's
if
nice.
you lock him up crazy? Jimmy Butler, I don't say he's nice. He's real good though.
Yeah.
Like Kyrie is nice. It's something about there's a difference between nice, good, and you know what I mean? Like Kobe was the best. At one point, like when he was number 8, he was nice.
Let's be clear. Jimmy Butler will bust your ass.
Nah,
Yo, this man. Here we go.
Jimmy Butler will bust your ass.
because he made it clear he
And
don't mind
punch you in the
fighting,
face.
so we just gonna scrap.
So look, all right. So
After he get 4, like, nah, that's too much.
do we think that Jimmy actually wanted to fight?
I think he did.
I don't think so.
You think he really wanted to fight?
Yeah, I think at that moment he wanted to fight. Do I think he wants to now? Probably not. But when emotions are running high and you, when you're like, man, fuck this, you ready to let it go? Yeah, I think he was hot. He probably was hot all day. And then he probably calmed down. As a grown man, especially when you're making millions, he's still a man. So if he said something that really made him feel that way and it's like, man, I want to fight, and he probably wanted to. But then you catch yourself because you're like, man, I'm in front of all these people, getting all this bread. I get suspended. I get fined crazy. Let me
Could
chill
he
out.
even beat? He don't like to beat T.J. Warren.
That's
T.J.
another thing
Warren
too.
look like
TJ Warren got cornrow.
Hey, he look like a little.
He
look
probably wearing a
tougher.
flight jacket.
Hey,
He probably wearing a flight jacket and cornrows. Like, nah. He probably wearing black Air Force Ones.
he probably
the
ain't
mid
getting
cuts.
bread like that in the league. He probably ready to beat somebody up.
Yo, no. So the fact that he went
to the
he took
media.
he took it to the media, then he took it to Instagram. Was kind of like, it's like fronting, bro, because like obviously now the next time they play, everybody's gonna be watching, and March is
the day and age
2
we live in,
months
though.
from now. So it's like,
WrestleMania.
nobody's gonna be thinking about that,
He done-
and he knows people are gonna be watching.
He done turned it into WrestleMania. He adds a bill to the match.
So I think that was like extra fronting, whereas
That's the day we live in.
I know, but that's the question I'm asking. Did he really want to fight? And does he? I mean, the fact that he's keeping it going, does he still want to fight? Because you hear about the Clippers, that where the Rockets, I think it was the Rockets and the Clippers, and somebody went into the locker room or something like that. I forgot.
And the cops was going. I remember
Yeah,
Charles
yeah.
Barkley was like,
Yeah, that situation. Like those are real situations where dudes are trying to get to dudes.
Oh, like Melo and KG.
Yeah. Like when dudes are trying to get to you, we ain't like there's nothing to talk about. So one, I don't think he really wanted to fight because he was walking away, and obviously, you're in front of everyone. You're in front. You're in front.
Smarter these days.
I know, but why keep going and like why keep pushing it, right? If you really about that, like why you gonna keep pushing it instead of just like letting it happen? Like, all right, now I know they're gonna be watching.
But that's the thing. Who makes the rules on if you really about that? You know what I'm saying? It's like it's the day and age we live in.
Yeah, that's what it is. Like you got to front of the gram because Ron Artest was around with Twitter. I ain't seen nobody. You got to see me next time. He pop up right outside your joint.
Yeah.
I'm here. Like, oh shit.
Do we think that there are players that, because I mean Embiid and
This is good for T.J. Warren
Embiid
more
and
than it's good for Butler.
Embiid and Karl Anthony Towns had a fight, a little scuffle, and Barkley and those guys were like, man, that was no fight, that was a tussle or whatever, and they took it back, back to forth. So because you were saying like people with money, they don't really think like that, but those two players have money, they got paid,
Right.
And they're young.
We don't know if T.J. Warren got money.
No, I'm not.
Yeah,
Of course he
I'm
does.
just talking about. I'm just talking about those two younger players. I'm talking about Joel Embiid and Karl Anthony.
I mean, no, I'm not saying it. I'm thinking when you talk about what I just said a few minutes ago about think like that. I mean, like in the moment, once you get like if you get wrapped up and you're in it, like once you're in it, it's like fuck it, I'm in it. Like I might as well, But when you have a moment to think, that changes the game completely. That thing with Jimmy Butler, like if Jimmy Butler and them were like wrapped up, it probably would have started throwing punches. But it was just like all right, I can't, I'm not gonna make this punch, whatever. I got a moment to think.
I think Jimmy Butler he always want to look tough. That's his thing. He wants to be the tough guy on the team. He was saying like, I'm tough. That's his thing. He want to be tough.
Yeah, like put it like this, nowadays, if it ain't no social media, it didn't happen. I mean, like think about our trip just now. Like Lance was in a fit because we ain't get enough picks at times. It's like, I wasn't here. If we ain't getting picks, I wasn't here.
Yeah, I had all this luggage, all these great fits. When you have as many clothes as me, you just kind of want to get these fits off. And I want to get my fits off.
Well, I got
and I did.
I got 60% of mine. I should have came outside. Oh yeah, I was there 2 days before though. So you right. But I'm just saying that. But that's my point. Like it's like if it's not on the gram, it didn't happen. And it's crazy, but that's the world we live in. Like we literally live in virtual reality. Like, son, like I said, I've been to too many events where it's like happening, or it could be even better, but everybody's on their phone showing where they are rather than actually being present.
And
so
it went
it's the same
viral
thing.
too.
So it's the same thing with the Jimmy Butler situation. It's like, I gotta let it be known. Also, you can hype yourself up. Everybody know, like, if I like to talk shit, I talk shit because it forces me to back it up. Like, if I'm not talking shit, then it's like I can just fall back. And I say if I'm playing ball and I'm not talking shit and somebody getting at me, it's like, I mean, someone's like humble. It's like, well, he was just, he wasn't acting like that. But I gotta talk shit to make sure, like, all right, I'm talking shit. I have to back it up because I'm talking shit. Maybe Jimmy Butler was doing that. Like, nah, you gotta see me to amp it up and make sure, like, all right, I talked all this shit. When the day come, I gotta handle my business because I put it out there already. Sometimes
that's
you have to
definitely what he do.
Yeah,
what he do.
I just think all that social media shit was like extra, and it was kind of corny because he's a guy who's like notoriously, not really media friendly and joking with the media and like on some fake Westbrook shit, right?
Yeah.
Like that happens with Westbrook. He's like Westbrook's not going to talk about that. Westbrook's not going to put it on Instagram and all that. That's why I think a guy like Westbrook really wants to fight, like really would fight you, opposed to a guy like Jimmy who wants to like be that tough guy and be that fake tough guy. I don't think Jimmy wanted to fight. I think it's
But
just
that's
I
like
don't think
an
Westbrook
old
would
way.
wanna fight
That's like an
anybody.
old way of thinking though. Like, the cool guy is the guy who don't do nothing. That's like today's day and age. People just want to just be extra today.
I don't think Westbrook would fight though. Like to that, like I don't think. Because it was too many times where I felt like, I'm like, oh shit, Westbrook about to hook up, and he don't. He's mature. Like, regardless of the things he does, he's a mature dude. You know, his family man, keeps his life quiet.
Westbrook would fight Patrick Beverly for a fact.
I feel like he should have already, though. That's my point. Like,
They would
feel
fight
like he
for a
should have.
fact. I think that's the one person that Westbrook would fight. You know, he injured him before. Like,
right, but then that time when he did,
they
he
see
reached
each other
again
at night.
after the injury. He didn't. I'm like, yo, why Westbrook ain't snuff him? Like, he should have snuffed him, need him something. He didn't. Westbrook is the same guy who gets fans kicked out. Like, I don't think Westbrook could do anything. Like Kenyon Martin, he was sending dudes into the stands to beat people up. Westbrook is getting you kicked out because
Kenyon Martin, why you do that?
That's what this money is doing now. Like, money allows the privilege. Money's making these dudes soft. Because like before I would have fought. Now it's like, hey, get that guy kicked out. When you got the power, you really see it.
Smartening up.
I guess it's smartening up, but yeah, you can call it whatever you want. But I don't think he would fight. Like even Al Johnson, and he was as feared as he was, and he was known to be a fighter, and he had a lot of fights in his belt.
Who?
Alvin Johnson. He used to play for the Raptors. He played with the Heat. He played with. If you see him, you're like, oh, this dude. You might go, oh, this bum. But he was, look, Lance ain't even say nothing because Lance scared Al Johnson. Get out of here. Al Johnson's like 6'7", big dude. His whole family's martial artists. He trained martial arts all his life. Allegedly, he has like 7 mixed martial arts fights. And nobody wanted to fight him in the NBA. And he was always like, yo, let's do it. But he never like popped off on anybody first. But he always was like with the shits. David West was with the shits.
Facts.
But now I don't think anybody would, other than, like, you got to really hate somebody.
I mean, Ibaka had like, did he like smack
Ibaka's
somebody?
Pussy.
Nah, Ibaka swung on somebody.
Yeah, but then when
Was that
it
last
was,
season?
Yeah, but I seen him, he backed down against, it was Al Johnson, matter of fact. He put his hands up like
Al
this.
Johnson? Ibaka and I think you said he was old school. You said Al Johnson was old school.
Nah, he's not old school. Unless I'm saying the wrong name. I'll be out here looking like a jackass.
Al Jefferson?
No.
Look, Lance don't even know
know.
who it is.
Yeah, that's what he's talking about. I'm being quiet. I'm like, who you talking about, bro?
I ain't even say nothing. Edit this shit out.
No.
Yo, Alvin Johnson. That wasn't his name? Nah, that ain't his name.
Al Harrington?
Nah. What's the son with the tats up his neck?
You talking about something that played for the Heat?
Yeah.
Birdman?
No,
No.
black dude now. He's on the Heat now with the wild hair. Fucking let's go to the Heat roster.
Hey, I already got the fucking thing queued up that I looked before. James Johnson.
James Johnson.
Yo,
yeah.
yeah.
I was
Who
like,
the
who
fuck
hell
is Al Johnson? Al Johnson, whatever you are, I'm gonna fuck you up.
Yeah, no, James Johnson. The
I
watch.
knew it wasn't right, son. I knew it. I was saying it.
Eddie go to Alvin.
He get mad at us. He get mad at me. Like,
Gave him a whole full name and all that. Yo.
Oh, shit.
Is
yo.
there Alvin Johnson in the NBA?
Nah, hell no.
I was like, Al Jefferson? Only Al we know is Jefferson and Harrington.
Al Horford?
James Patrick Johnson. Yo, son. Yeah, James Johnson.
Yeah.
Him, oh man, our credibility is shot. Like, you don't know who you're talking about. Nah, James Johnson, yeah. But Ibaka back down though. James Johnson would just like, what's up? And Ibaka was like,
But that's another nobody because we didn't even know who that was. That's another nobody.
he
Yo,
was
just-
semi-relevant at the time.
Just because we're talking about this, this isn't on our schedule, but I was watching First Take, and the coach from the Cavs, he said thugs.
Yeah.
He said he called the players thugs, but he said he meant to say slugs or whatever. So Stephen A. Smith went off and said, like, I want a thug on my team.
Oh my God.
And he said, guys like Charles Oakley, he's like, that's a good friend of mine, but he's a thug. And he's like, it's not an insult. He's like, it's a compliment.
You know why Stephen A is a fool for that? Because Stephen A is like a wordsmith. You know what I'm saying? He got a big
He's
vocabulary.
playing with semantics.
Yeah, he would have said something like lack of a better word, or he'd have put a different word. He just
playing with semantics.
Yeah, like why he just stuck with that word?
What you're saying is that his lexicon is vast enough to where he could have said it in a different term.
Whatever. That's uncharacteristic.
Nah, you know what?
Stephen A. to me.
Stephen A. has he feels like he has to keep it real, but also he has to. I feel like he's trying to be neutral. Like he's trying to. He doesn't want to. He doesn't want. He's one of those black people. I feel like he wants the culture to not be feared and be accepted at times. So for him, it's like, nah, thug ain't really bad if you know, this is what he means. He wants everybody to be a part of it. So Coach Beline, or however you pronounce his name, but he said that Stephen A. is like, I got to defend what he's saying, boss. You know, I just got to defend that, massa. So he's like coming to...
But that don't make no sense.
Yeah.
You say they don't want you want black people to be accepted, but then you say the massa, it is like...
I mean, obviously they
Stephen A. He's like, no. That's not what Massa meant. What Massa meant was he was the culture to be like, no, it's all good. Like, if everybody say the word, then they should be able to say it too.
I was watching the show and I was like, of course they're gonna go to Stephen A. Smith first, right? It's Max, Molly, and him, and then they actually brought on Jay Williams. They had to bring another black guy into it.
Is Jay Williams black?
But they went straight to
ouch.
It's
ouch. They brought her out.
Al Johnson. Yo, we gotta get Al Johnson up here.
Yo, so listen.
Oh shit.
So when they brought Stephen A. up there, Stephen A. was kind of like sitting back, like, yeah, I got this. And then he was like, I'm about to shock these motherfuckers. I don't mind being called a thug. I don't mind that they call him a thug. And I was like, what? Yeah. You know what I mean? And that could be for TV, but I feel like that's too much of an extreme thing for him to do that. And then he justified it. He was like, you know, there's white people on the team too. There's Kevin Love, and you know, I'm like, oh my god, now he's like turning this into now he's just OD.
He's trying to take the negative connotation away from it, and in doing so, he is in a way defending Massa.
Yeah, it's certain words. It's never going to change. It's just you got to talk a certain way for certain people. It just period. That's how the world is.
Yeah. Right, and even though I'm one of those people who, like,
I get it, but
I wouldn't. Right. Like, it's something that you just don't like. Me, I wouldn't. Like, even with the whole N-word thing, like I said before, I try to, when I use it now, I'm using it mainly for a comical sense. Like, you know, if you say, yo, them dudes are crazy, it's not as funny as them niggas crazy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, like, but when I'm talking to my dudes, I always say brother, you know, or dude, or, you know, shit like that, or bruv, fam, food. So.
Nah, I get
But
it.
I'm saying, like, even with that word,
but it's
right.
It's nothing you could do.
Because, like, but back to my point, like, even with that word, it's like, if a white dude saying it in a rap song, I feel like I can't really. I'm like, I don't want to own that. Like, oh, that's just us. Like,
yeah.
So I'm like, whatever. If everybody's saying it, then it takes away the power. It's a whole long conversation around that. But I'm like, whatever. That's what it is. If he's saying thugs, what if the coach consider himself like, nah, fuck that. I'm a thug too. I'm gonna go out there and be. But we know that the vast majority of people are not gonna see it like that.
Right.
So I guess you got to be sensitive towards things. I'm not PC, so you know I'm struggling right now. But I'm not PC, so I wouldn't. You know, I don't give a damn.
It, but it's just you lose credibility as a people when you don't have stuff to be sensitive about. That's the whole point of every year. There's a new sensitive people. That's how you make people, like with sensitivity.
You actually made a point that made kind of sense a little bit. That was semi-deep. But you know what though? Was it? It wasn't Mike Jarvis. The coach from Temple. Remember when he sent the play in back in the day to hurt the dude that was killing? He's like, yeah, I sent one of my Goombas in there, and everybody was like, yo, why would you do that? And why would you call him this and that? Had he said Goomba, or if he said goons, would it have had the same effect? Or is it just that the term thug has so much history behind it where they judge us and kill us and arrest us behind the word? Would goon have had the same effect? Like, you guys not playing like a bunch of goons?
I think goon. I don't think goon is.
I
don't think goon would have been as offensive as thug because you know, as black professional athletes, you know, they do run into these issues where, you know, they are looked at by police. That's like the big thing. They looked at as criminals. So I think
That's thugs.
associating a thug with a player, a goon is like, yeah, my boy's a goon down low. Like we don't say my man is a thug in the paint. That's not a basketball term. Like we can even say bully. I mean, like think of the word bully. Bully is a negative word that is a lot, especially with everything going on with bullying today. But that's a term that we use in basketball, in sports period. Like, he's a bully down low. You know what I mean? Like we can say things like that. Thug isn't that thing. You can never ever associate that with basketball because of the negative connotation it has, especially for black people, especially for black athletes.
Right. Yeah, that reminds me how I used to bust y'all ass in 2K. Yo, I can't believe you said, Lance said that bullshit yesterday about, you never was. I was the greatest at one point. And I'm thinking about all this shit I used to say when I used to.
There was never a point, black. There was never a point where you used to literally beat everybody and nobody would beat you.
Yes, that was. That's the greatest. That was with the Trailblazers. No, yes, that was. Nobody would beat me.
Until what?
See, this is Lance. Lance is the type of dude to do something, but if you do it to him, he'll be like, come on, you gotta do this. Listen, I was wiping them out no matter what, like guaranteed wins. Nobody could fuck with me. And then Lance got to the point where, Junie, we don't even imagine doing this. He had to go to the settings.
Tell him your team. It
doesn't matter.
Tell him your team. No, tell him what happened. You gotta tell the whole story. You were playing with the Blazers.
Right.
And you were whooping everybody's ass.
OD.
And motherfuckers are always open.
That's
right?
it. No, it wasn't that they were always open.
Rudy.
Because I was nice. I knew how to. I had
Rudy Fernandez. Y'all remember Rudy Fernandez?
Yes.
I remember that. Yeah.
So Rudy was always open. I'm like, why is this motherfucker always open in the corner?
But it wasn't. No, he wasn't really the corner. He was on the wing. He was wherever. What you call it was the corner. Batum. But so what happens is, I figured out the perfect release. So, it was like 3 or 4 guys who, no matter what, the shit was cash, hand in the face or whatever. And all I needed was a little bit of room. I had Brandon Roy playing the point. So once I got in the middle, if you stepped up to stop Brandon Roy, I was kicking it out to Rudy Fernandez, Nicholas Batum, and it was guaranteed cash. And I was cracking everybody. And then I had, if all else failed, LaMarcus Aldridge was on the block, turn around, fadeaway jumper. And nobody could beat me. And then Lance got tired of that shit. And after, like, let's say a few months, he went into the defensive settings and fucking, he did the shit where it's auto, press tight, play tight, never leave. I'm like, yo, son.
I remember that. But
we don't do that.
And that was coaching settings, though, right?
Yeah, I'm like, we don't do that.
You know what's so crazy? Because now in 2K, you get a motherfucking award for that. That's like a medal, like making adjustments. I made adjustments. You made adjustments. You got to make adjustments in the game.
But I wasn't I wasn't losing all the time. It was just closer games. Like I would still win games. Like it was competitive, but I was still winning.
Lose too.
And then the year after that, I was still nice because remember, get him Joe. When I had Joe Johnson in the Brooklyn Nets, I was busting everybody's ass with them. And then with the Clippers, I was busting everybody's ass.
You wasn't busting everybody's ass.
Yes, I was.
Let's not forget when I had the Thunder, when it was Harden. And all them, and I used to kill everybody.
I was killing y'all too, right back.
I was killing everybody.
Because that was the same time when I used to be like, Big Blake with the Clippers. But that's what all this reminded me of. You talk about brute bully, and I was like, Big Blake? I'm like, I used to really crack y'all.
That 5-on-5 is different than the park, though.
Yeah, the park is different.
The park makes me want to play now. Because it look like y'all be having mad fun. I'm like, damn.
Yeah, it's OD. The defense is different. Like, and I was always trash in the park because I was like, yo, I can't even shoot here. It's a lot of glitches. Like, people know, like, the behind-the-back crossover move, which is a cheese, which I hope they take that out of 2K next year. Or make it hard.
You ain't doing
make it hard. Make it hard.
I can tell
we can do it. What? For me to do it?
To do the back, behind the back.
You was looking trash the other day, though.
My player has it.
Like, you was taking shots with 3 people on you.
Yeah, I make those, though.
Yeah.
All right, so let's move on. We all seen the movie Queen and Slim.
Right.
And I saw it a little late.
Classic.
I remember the first thing I text Black, I was like, it was all right. And you were like, but initially you were like, it was good.
It is good though. It was a good movie. I hate it though.
I liked all the way up to the end.
You know, we watch every movie. Right. But yeah, this one, I'll let you speak, Black, on why, on your opinion on it.
Wait. Before Black start going into his whole...
Matter of fact, yeah, let's talk about why you like it.
Right.
I thought I was into it. I thought the movie was perfect. I liked how it started. I actually think the name is Queen and Slim because of her attitude. That's what today's society calls a queen. And I think he's like Slim Pickens. You know what I'm saying? His attitude. He was lost without her.
Damn, new year, new Judy. Huh? My boy trying to come through with the quotes.
I'm gonna dismantle it, but continue.
He was like Slim Pickens without her. Like she guided him through the whole movie. But I think it was a good movie. I like the journey up until the end, and the end was just the worst. The end.
And just for the listeners, if you haven't seen the movie, then you might want to skip past this part.
All right, so we ain't gonna talk about that. We don't gotta talk about that.
I'm talking about everything.
No, we're gonna talk about
all right,
everything.
talking about everything.
It's been enough.
Right, they should have saw it.
Spoiler alert.
They could have made a better ending. Like, just brought it back to where maybe some young black dudes was getting pulled over and they intervened and got killed. You know what I'm saying? Something could have been better than that. Than just turn around and then just get. That was corny. Then they had a black guy counting the money at the end.
You said people were walking out the movies?
What?
I saw one couple.
Like literally, no. Everybody
like how
walked
early?
up.
Like how soon?
It was like 3/4 in.
Damn.
We out. But what do you feel about the movie? What do you?
I like the movie. Up until I think the way it was shot, it was great. It was great up until the little kid. Spoiler alert.
My man
killed the black cop.
Right.
And I was just like,
I forgot about that.
Because at that moment I was like, I mean, maybe that's what they're trying to do. They're trying to like
that
rip you and like
so
upset
corny.
people
That
and
whole
like get
part
people,
was
but
cringy.
and that's exactly what it did. I think that's what it did for all black people watching the movie because it's like we struggle with that and the black on black crime.
What was that even supposed to
mean?
mean?
It kind of killed the whole message. I feel
Right.
of
What was
the
that even
movie.
supposed to
It's
mean?
like, yo, what the hell? Like it's us killing us. You know what I mean? Like. And then the fact that the black guy sold them out, it was just like, yo, come on, what? Like, this just turned into.
This nigga taking all my points.
No, I mean, no.
No, you're right.
But that's what I said when I called you.
Right.
You know what I mean? I was like, yo,
And
this
a
is
little
crazy.
boy, you could tell he wasn't even like that. Like he wasn't. That was
just forced. I think that
It
was
was-
just forced.
It was almost like Queen and Slim influenced him to do that.
That's what it was. That was the point.
That was dumb. That was dumb.
Right. And that destroyed the whole movie to me because I looked at it as, see, in the trailer, when I see it, it's like, all right, so many times we see, regardless of what it is, what we see is black people suffering at the hands of police. Unarmed, innocent, children, everybody, women suffering at the hands of police, getting murdered unjustly, even when you do the right thing. So now this movie showed black couple wasn't doing anything. It's about to happen again, and the tables will turn. And it makes you be like, finally. Or it makes you feel like, yeah, that's what needs to happen in that situation. Even though ideally you don't want that to happen at all.
Right.
But it's like, well, fuck it. Yeah,
It's a
self-defense.
movie. It's a
right.
movie.
Right. It's a movie.
Right.
And movies are propaganda.
Right.
So there's a message that has to be sent there, or just a feeling you want to walk away with. So now, first of all, see, I guess this starts to make me look at everything in the movie different. Because now I'm like, all right, realistically, she didn't even have to run. She didn't do anything wrong at all.
Right.
She could have just been like, yo, brother, look, do your thing or whatever. But it made it seem like, so from the beginning, what it made it look like was this bitter, mouthy black woman, this angry black woman,
Right.
who's angry because she's not that good of a lawyer or whatever. This angry black woman influenced this church-going black man to run from the law, but he probably could have took himself in. They had camera evidence saying, listen, all I was doing was defending myself and probably would have won,
Right.
even though we know that's not the case.
And she was a lawyer to the point where it was like, once she saw the video, she could have been like, because they saw it, remember?
Right.
She could have been like, oh, we could beat this.
Oh, no, they didn't see it. No, they saw it when they were on the run
yeah.
already.
Yeah.
But what I'm saying is, even though that's not how I looked at it at first, but now that the movie went where it went, I'm going to break down every piece of it. Because I'm like, well, now it makes it look like, oh, angry black woman who's bitter is like, let's go, fuck that, we out. You know what I mean?
Right,
and he's
right.
like, nah. So it made her look bad right there, number one. Then, regardless of the stupid parts, like when he gave son the gun in the supermarket, that was so retarded. And it was
That
loaded.
was
Yeah,
Slim
that was
Pickens.
ridiculous. Right?
Yeah.
So now, all right, the movie's going on. It looks wonderful. It's a beautifully shot movie. It's cool, yada, yada. I can't believe I say yada, yada. So now they meet this black dude who knows who they are, who doesn't support what they're doing, but he's fixing their car. And he's like, yo, take a walk with them. His son goes to take a walk with him. The son states how he's influenced by them. And then he goes to a fucking rally and kills a black cop for no fucking reason.
And it's almost like, if you watch a movie, you'll say, well, if white cops was to watch it, they'll say, don't be like this white cop. But if a black cop was to watch it, they'll be like, don't be like this black cop trying to be cool, trying to help.
Right.
That's bad.
So now, to me, because I've had a discussion, and people would say, or like Shano, she would say, well, I think they were trying to show how people handle their trauma. People deal with trauma in different ways and blah, blah, blah. And, trauma comes out in all these different ways. And now because of her career and all that, psychologically, she sees things from a different perspective. I'm like, that may be cool. But when I see a movie where it's like, all right, we defended ourselves. All right, we did the right thing this time.
Right.
Now you turn around and you negate all of that by having a young black dude who had no reason to, for no reason, kill a black cop who's trying to reason with him. They made that intentional. It's like, all right, they're showing all these white cops. Then they finally show a black cop. He lifts his visor. He goes to the young black man.
They
like,
wasn't just showing black cops. They were showing black cops busting people's heads straight up.
Oh, I'm remembering just seeing mostly white cops. This is how I look at it.
I'm saying white cops.
Right. So they showing the white cops doing their damn thing, doing what they're doing, and they finally get a black man. So you feel like it's going to be like, oh, shit, all right. Lifts his visor and is like, listen, go home. Like,
right.
Please go home.
I could be busting your head right now.
He's pleading with him like, go home. Like, he's talking to him, not just man to man, he's talking to him black man to black man. Like,
right.
Look, I'm in a tough situation already. I'm trying to make a difference. I'm trying to do my part.
I think that's exactly what he said.
And he's like, yo, listen, go home, bruh. Instead, the kid pulls out a gun and shoots him. Now, at that moment, that justified the white cop in the beginning of the movie. Because if a black dude...
The white cop never tried to reason with him, though.
No, but that's the point. If I even try to reason with these animals, they'll shoot me in the face. So I'm not even going to reason with them. Right. So from the gate, I'm getting out and I'm shooting.
Right.
And that justified everything he did.
Yeah, I'm saying, that justified the
right.
white cop acting.
Right away. And so maybe the movie wasn't about what I thought it was going to be about. Maybe it wasn't about showing the black dudes win or black people win. It was about whatever it wanted to be. So now that destroyed everything to me. I'm like, what the fuck was that even for? Now people have their reasons for it. Well, it means this, it's different now, whatever. I didn't like that. And as a movie, if it's about propaganda, why are you doing this? We don't need that. That's not what we need. We need positive imagery. You know what I'm saying? Now, go on to when they're trying to get away. And they move into that, the white guy's holding him down with his wife, and his wife didn't even want to help them.
Right.
He risked it all. I don't know where they are. They're not in my house. Took them to the hiding place in his crib, everything. Risked his life to save them just for them to get betrayed by a black dude at the end. Right. And it's like, damn, son. Realistically, in this movie, the villains are black people. The guy who sold him out, the little black kid who shot the cop, like, they're the villains in the movie. You know what I'm saying?
Now that I think about it, maybe they were trying to, and this is corny, but maybe they were just trying to show different sides of different people, of different black people, of different white people. Like there's the angry, white cop who was negative, then there's the good, cool white guy who was helping them.
Right.
So maybe it's like all right, these are all different shades of people doing good and negative things.
You don't get nowhere like that.
And maybe it's just like, oh, I'm not like that. It's like, oh, that white guy's like that, but I'm not like that.
Yeah.
That black cop is like that, or that black kid is like that, but I'm not like that. You know what I
we
mean?
definitely
like,
get what you're saying, but
maybe that's that. I'm just trying to justify it because I'm just like,
right.
damn, like, how they gonna like,
right.
especially Lena, like being the black chick, like. I understand like being a creative and trying to be artsy and appealing to these companies to make these movies and stuff like that. But I just felt like it was just unnecessary, and it felt like that legit ruined the movie for me.
But then at the end, the white cop shot them for no reason.
No, there's a reason. They just killed the cop. Little black kids killed the cop. It was a reason. They're armed and dangerous. You got to shoot them, and everything that happens to them from here on out is justified by that killing with the young black dude. But also, I'm feeling like, in this climate, sometimes you need something to make you feel good or make you feel happy. Like, why couldn't we get a happy ending? Like, nowadays, almost every movie ends with a bad ending. That's what you expect. But it's like, damn, like, propaganda, like, we need, like, in this climate, like, why not have a happy ending for once? Not something to make, something to make you walk out of the movie and be like, yeah, fuck that.
Right,
to make you happy,
right.
not make you be like, damn, yo. All they did was compound the shit that's already going on. So that's why I didn't like the movie.
Even if it was bad, you see how they put the post up at the end like they was martyrs? They could have made better martyrs than that.
Absolutely.
They could have went out better than that.
And then what I think, or what I started to think was, I didn't even look into her as much, but I see that she is, I believe she's a lesbian, right? And she probably doesn't identify as, she's probably like non-cisgendered or whatever. Her being a part of that community, sometimes, their fight includes everybody, They can't exclude anybody. And so their mindset will be, not saying they aren't racist people that's gay, obviously they are, but not saying that that she's probably like, well, listen, I'm not gonna just show blacks being the victims and winning in the end. I gotta show other people suffering. I gotta show other people's good side. I gotta show all of that because the same thing with my fight. I don't want to just show the black people, or fight for the blacks.
But what does it mean to have the black kid shoot the black cop? Still doesn't
to
make
me,
sense.
that's the equivalent of all lives matter or blue lives matter. That's how I looked at it. Because, we can't only have a cop doing something bad. We got to have a kid doing something bad. And now them making it black on black just exacerbated that point even further. So to me, it's her who she is as a human being took part of that. Obviously, it takes part in the whole thing, but I feel like that's a part of it because she's fighting a fight in her life that includes everybody. So now you can't tell a story from this perspective.
Just because you're just because you make movies don't mean you're a philosopher. You know what I'm saying? Like, that girl don't know nothing.
No. What the fuck is he talking
She
about?
don't know nothing.
She got to know something. She got experience in her life.
She know how to make a movie. She don't know.
But what I'm saying is,
know what she's talking about.
No, what I'm saying is her making that movie from her perspective is like, I'm not just going to tell it from one perspective because all her life she's been fighting from a perspective of inclusion with so many different groups of people. So it's the same thing with the movie. I'm not going to just tell the black story. No, I'm not just going to tell a black civilian story. I'm going to tell a cop story. I'm going to tell this story. I'm going to tell everybody's story. And I'm like,
just because you gay don't mean you're struggling. That don't mean you fighting a good fight.
That's true. There's a lot of people who don't have that in their life.
We don't know what this girl might be a whole idiot. We don't know. Don't do nothing. She just made a bad part in the movie. That's
Well, you know what we got to do?
Because that don't make sense. Make it make sense. I don't know.
We got to find out what her reason was for. So right now, what we're doing is theorizing.
Because if he would have shot the white cop,
it made more sense.
Then it would have made more sense.
Right. It would have made more sense to me. Not saying it was right or wrong. I still would have been like, damn, he shouldn't have did that because he killed the cop for no reason.
Yeah, June was sounding like he wanted him to shoot the white cop.
No, I'm just trying to make it at least make some type of
more
sense.
sense.
I mean, there's nobody
in
had
the
a good
movie
shot.
sense.
I think
not in the real life.
That
sense.
could have just been a learning curve for the kid.
Right. Exactly.
Like, oh shit.
Right. That's what I was hoping to happen.
Like me, he could have even went deeper, man. Like I'm from blah blah blah. I'm from the same. Maybe he did say that, but I feel like they turned that kid into a lunatic at that point.
Right.
Like, for real. I was like. I'm sort of looking at him like this little motherfucker crazy now. And that's how I'm looking at him. Whereas he was just a mild mannered kid.
He definitely was crazy.
He was just how? Why is he crazy? Because he did that?
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, where did that come from? That's what I'm saying. She turned him into a little crazy kid.
No, and
not Queen and Slim, just the director. Like they made him crazy.
Right. But
that interaction with them didn't make him kill them.
But then that goes back to the trauma. It goes back to people saying, well, he's been watching this on TV for years. Like, then they're killing us. So now he's traumatized. And he's like, fuck that. I'm gonna kill a cop when I have the opportunity to. And that's what people.
But see, that's where you go. This is where you fail black people at because these type of things don't make you more gangster, make you more want to kill a cop. These things make you scared of cops. You're going to have white people thinking, they watching all this on the news, they're going to want to kill the cops. You're going to have cops thinking that. Black people ain't thinking that. Black people thinking, man, I don't want that to happen to me. I'm chilling. I'm minding my business.
And that's how you deal with trauma. Some people might feel like, I need to go.
But
like the alleged Dallas shooter who the black dude shot the cops. The point could be, that's him. Like, see, this how I dealt with my trauma. I can't take it anymore. I got to kill cops. Who knows?
But all right, no. What I really want to say was they really don't put these things out for you to be tougher. They put these things out for you to be weaker. All these images.
Make you pussy. But my thing was just this, like, whether it's true or not, whether these things happen or not, I feel like the movie I wanted to see wouldn't have showed that. The movie I saw that I wanted to see would have showed Black unity. Because that was like the Underground Railroad. You know what I'm saying? Even when the black cop let them go, like, y'all get ahead, When the white dude helped, because in real life, the Underground Railroad was a lot of white people helping slaves out. So,
no, it wasn't.
No, it was. That's a lot of the homes they stayed in and stuff like that. Nah, this is factual. I'm not talking about.
Who cares if it's factual? We don't care about facts no more. We live in 2020. We wasn't there. No white people helped us in the Underground Railroad. Stop saying that. What? What book? I never heard. No, all right. Let me. All right, I just made a joke, but I ain't never heard that before. Personally, me.
All right, so you may think the Underground Railroad was really a train underground. It wasn't.
No.
It was like
I thought that when I was a kid, though.
So look, like,
Everybody did.
like there were homes and stuff
Don't
that they
speak
had.
for me,
You
motherfucker.
did.
No, I didn't.
You thought it was a
I paid attention in class,
trade.
dog.
Hell yeah, that's the last
I paid
stuff.
attention in class.
He was
bro.
like, "Oh, the A train was the Underground Railroad."
my gosh.
But no, so no,
The A train.
there was different homes and stuff they had. Like they didn't go from
Yeah, I know.
Mississippi to Canada in one day. So like they had to sleep out in places. They had to stay. Sometimes they stayed in the woods. Sometimes they stayed in people's homes. They were like white people who felt like slavery was wrong. They were abolitionists and stuff like that. Or Christian people who just felt like this is wrong. You can sleep in my barn for the night. You know what I'm saying? It was those people there that helped them out. So what I'm saying is, even with the white guy helping out, and it was like, yo, y'all can go ahead down there. That'll be reality. Because in reality,
So you saying that Queen was Harriet Tubman then, and Slim was just some follower that just wanted to, he just was along for the ride.
it could have been that. But I was just saying the Underground Railroad in general, like that would have been a form of it. And now you got these people that just fucking, you got this nigga who's just like, man, I need to get my cash, daddy. And he fucking, and he was like the coolest character,
Yeah.
like, yeah, go ahead, hit that weed, enjoy your life. Like, he would have been all right. And then he turned around and did that. And that just, that.
Pure ignorance
Right.
for
What I
the
want to
money.
see is I want to see a movie that fucking was like, yo, yeah, I like this. This is a good story. Because it's a movie. It's fantasy. You
Right.
know, we trying to escape reality for the moment.
Why
And now
leave
y'all
out
turn
the
around
movie
and do
theater
this.
like that?
Right. We trying to escape reality. You just made it even worse now. It's like, because people going to walk away and think, see, that's why you can't even trust your own people. And there's people who that's going to influence their minds.
Right.
And that's how I felt. Rather than make you be like, word, son, unity. Like, these movies have that. Like, Birth of a Nation and all these movies. Like, when Hitler was trying to get his people together, he wouldn't say, as wrong as he is, he wouldn't speak negatively on his people. Even if you are negative, he just wants to uplift them. Like, and that's what unified those people. Hitler wasn't like a military general coming up and some gangster. He was just a dude. No, I'm just saying, like, he used words.
Yeah.
And words influenced the mind. He used propaganda. And he was able to fucking brainwash all
We
these people.
could have used somebody better than Hitler though.
Because no, I'm saying a person who can commit such atrocities
Yeah.
can get in the power by words.
Yeah.
So you think words in movies don't have an impact, and now they just go and fucking put this shit in a movie that could have been something positive and good and make everybody feel like, yeah, and instead of make you be like, see, that's why you can't trust these niggas out here. And that's what it is. And now people gonna walk out there like, nah, I ain't trust
It
nobody.
definitely
See what happened to Queen and Slim.
It definitely started out on a good path, but then it just went off the rails into the underground.
And it wasn't many.
Did you walk out?
I definitely left
After the credits.
after the shot. I was like, oh, we got to go. Everybody was leaving too. I was like, all right, let's follow the train, underground train.
Underground Railroad?
Yeah.
Underground A train.
With
All right.
conductor Al Johnson?
Yeah.
Fuck.
All right, y'all.
You're right.
That's a wrap for episode 3 of Walk Like a Ball Player. Again, follow us, listen to us, go to our page on Instagram. We're on all platforms now. Clap it up. We're on all platforms now. Yes, sir. Yes, sirski. Yes, sirski.
No
Roach.
excuses, people.
But
Thieving Roach.
we got we got a lot of teams. Name
Nah,
your
you
team
can't
roaches,
call
right?
him a roach, because they're right, because he too much respect for the roaches.
Right. I was joking. He's a rat. Slytherin.
All right. That's a wrap for episode 3. It's your boy Lance Fresh.
King Black.
June Rock.
Yes, sir.
Yuzerski.